this one here. I'm gonna bring up some stuff. So I brought up Sophie Turner in Dreadful. This is when we start getting to a new thing that's happening now. Boom. Sophie Turner as Laura Croft. Laura Croft as the character we know as just a PS1 character with square chest. Let's put it that way. They did update it. They did change some things, but now they came out some pictures of Sophie Turner in the Laura Croft costume. I think she looks great. She looks pretty accurate. They did a good job. Now, I do want to bring up some other things about what they've done so far when it comes to live action Tomb Raider and the character Laura Croft and what actor portrayed Laura Croft in the past. I want to bring that up. So let's see real quick. Oh, I just grabbed a different image. It looked just better quality. Oh my god. Someone already did the idea of making it more accurate to the game. Okay. Sure. But yeah, let's go to the next thing. So Laura Croft has been around for a long time. If anything, video games. And I brought up before when it came to anime live action adaptation. Now it's video game live action adaptations, and the closest one I would say, other than Laura Croft, like associated to her, would be something like Uncharted. Uncharted recently did a movie with Tom Holland, didn't do that well, and then same thing with another Laura Croft, which was before. Let's go to that one real quick. So let me see here. I had a picture of the previous one. Let's get rid of this. This is so stupid. Oh, here. We have all actresses that portrayed Laura Croft, in the right sense, different eras of time and different ideas of what they wanted Laura Croft to be when it came to certain movies. Let's focus on Laura Croft and Tomb Raider. Let's see here. We're gonna go with this one from what was it, 2017? So 2000, I'm gonna say 2018, 2017. Laura Croft. We'll find out in a second. And yeah, let's just watch this trailer real quick.
What's your name?
Laura
Ads. No.
Surname?
Croft.
Now, this one was based off the recent kind of reboot they did themselves in the video games, where Laura Croft was kind of, in the sense, stuck on an island, and there was a lot of ridiculousness that I saw from the game. Never played the game. My brother did buy me a couple of those games so I could try out. It makes sense, especially with Laura Croft, the series coming out. I should definitely play the game. That's the goal, just to kind of get more sense of the series in general. I used to play the games when I was a kid, and it's been a long time, so I don't remember exactly what they were about, other than kind of supernatural and a lot of solving some puzzles to get to the next thing. At least that's what I'm kind of remembering, kind of guessing. But yeah, back to this one.
Laura, your father's gone. You can pick up where he left off. I see so much of him in you. Brilliant.
Hello.
Again, this is where they do this whole thing where there's little puzzles, little things that like get Laura Croft to the next kind of thing, and it's always a mystery when it comes to each one of these movies. It's very close, very close to like Indiana Jones kind of a thing.
Sprout. If you're listening to this, then I must be dead. I found something. A tomb called the Mother of Death. If Trinity succeeds, I'll...
Okay, this is what I did forget. So there was a whole organization called Trinity. I don't remember if it's in the other movies as well, which we're going to get to in a second, or if it's in the games. It's like I said, it's been so long since I've seen or played these games that I just don't know. This is the realm of me close to not playing the games. Maybe I should watch the show in general just to see what it is, because the only take I've got from Laura Croft and Tomb Raider is from the movies. That's really it, because I haven't played the games in so long.
The world is in danger. Promise me you will stop them.
I promise. I think I know where my dad went.
That's right in the middle of the Devil's Sea.
It will be an adventure.
Death is not an adventure.
Now, what I remember of this movie is that it took itself very seriously. And I think that's what I wish it was more like the previous adaptation with Angelina Jolie, which we'll show the trailer on that one, kind of see the difference between this tone and that tone and what they were trying to do for both of these movies. I did like what they did aesthetically with this film. I do remember kind of the whole thing of it. It's been a minute, but they did some good things here and there. But there was maybe one thing that I did not like that made me just kind of not want to watch the movie again. I was like, I'm good. It was all right, but that was kind of it. But yeah, let's see here. Let's see.
You shouldn't have come here. But I'm glad that you did.
Walton Goggins. Walton Goggins is awesome. I love that dude. He and everything he's in, he's been amazing. He's another actor where I would say that good or bad, I just enjoy this dude just as an actor, you know.
What do you know about my father?
Now I see the likeness, the recklessness.
Close the tomb once and for all. The fate of humanity is now in your hands.
See already, like I do remember that in Tomb Raiders, that a lot of traps. It's the traps that you had to try to avoid. And if anything, this was the game. What I remember is that kind of made me understand that every game has its own repetition of certain things it did. And so I was always like, okay, 1, 2, 3, go. And then it was just like a lot of things like that. I think this was the game that really did teach me that, as much as I don't remember that much of it.
Can't be too careful these days. The world has got...
I forgot Nick Frost was in this movie. I 100% forgot Nick Frost is in this movie. But again, I'm pretty sure he's at the beginning, he's at the end, and that's it.
I'm bloody mad.
I'll take 2.
Oh, that's the end of the film. I just remember that's the end of the film, where they kind of set up that it's that aesthetic that we all been wanting of Lara Croft, but it's not going to be in this film.
The world has gone bloody mad.
That right there. That the 2 guns that everyone's like, give me the 2 guns, Lara Croft. You'll get her in the next movie, which they didn't do. But yeah, what could have been? What could have been? All right. Now we're gonna get to my bread and butter, which I remember these films. Keep in mind. Oh, you know what? I didn't say this part. If people didn't realize, let me see here. Where are you? Oh god, I didn't put it on here. Okay, well, I think it's because I had to rework some of my stuff. But in the Lara Croft films, you have 2 actors that are really well known now that were not known that much back then. You had Gerard Butler, which it's just like, what is he doing in these films? And then you had I just forgot his name. I'm so bad. James Bond. I have his face. He's also in Knives Out. Oh my god. I'm gonna look it up. It's bugging me now. There's no way I'm gonna just not say his name. No, I should just put Knives Out. I'm dumb. Daniel Craig. Okay, Daniel Craig. There you go. So Daniel Craig is in another one of these films. Before I hit play, I know it's Daniel Craig and Gerard Butler. I think Gerard Butler's in the second film and Daniel Craig's in the first film. So it's like a James Bond kind of situation where she has her Bond girl, which is Daniel Craig in this one, and then the next one she has Gerard Butler. But I can't remember who is the bad guy. No idea. But what I do remember is that this trailer is from the 90s. Now, I have an argument here when it comes to 90s film trailers. They had a movie guy. Who is this movie guy you're talking about? It's the movie guy voice. The guy who amps up the movie for you. When he talks to you about, like, in a world this summer one man finds a machine that takes him to a brand new world. In this world, and he explains everything pretty much. Like, you could say, oh, it's too much spoon feeding. I don't need this. Just show me the trailer without this voice. But honestly, sometimes the trailer shows too much. You maybe just need a guy to say, this is what the movie's about. It sounds epic. Trust me, it sounds amazing. Go see this movie. You see that a lot already in YouTube. But yeah, let's listen to this trailer. Maybe the voice is bad. Maybe it's good. Let's find out.
We are running out of time. And if we fail, we must wait another 5,000 years.
Well, I don't know about you, but that's more time than I'm prepared to commit to this enterprise.
Already extremely 90s. Just the music alone says 90s. And then also that weird spin right there. Oh, 2001.
This summer, the planets will align.
It was the Illuminati who swore to bring their ancestors back to life.
Time will stand still.
Already. So he's explained the plot. I don't know, I'm being very nostalgic right now when it comes to the movie voice. Like, I'm just like, ooh, he's telling me what's going on. Sorry.
Have you ever heard of the Clock of Ages?
It gives its possessor power of the light.
And the fate of mankind
Eternal hell revives!
will rest in the hands of one.
Don't start.
You're quite an authority on things ancient and mythological.
That's why I travel.
I forgot she has an accent in this film. I think that's what's going on here. I can't remember. It's been a minute. I don't know. I'm gonna do that real quick so I don't stare at blinding light other than that one right there. But yeah, no, it's the game. I'm surprised a game like back then you had Mario Brothers that was just so ridiculous what they made, and then you have this, which I think it might be more accurate to what the games were.
It's an ancient clock. It was hidden in a secret room. It glows, but it's getting brighter, like it's counting down to something.
You can build, destroy, move back and forth through time. The future is yours now, Lara. We're the only one with the strength to destroy the power of the light. We can be partners.
You might try to kill.
Okay, there's a lot of techno going on. This is another thing that happened. What pops in my brain right now is Batman Beyond, which that was just Static X going crazy when it comes to that. It's not telling me a whole lot right now. It's just like let's just go see this movie. So far, honestly, I think the other one might be a little superior. But of course, you know, we're talking about like updated technology and updated ideas when it comes to editing trailers.
I'm not gonna kill you.
I said you'd try.
Time to save the universe again then, is it?
Absolutely.
Very cliche. My cup of tea. Pretty ridiculous. 90s editing like crazy right here. But yeah, it's still ridiculous, and I'm still smiling watching this.
On June 15th, the biggest adventure of the summer begins. Angelina Jolie is Lara Croft.
This is where I start to have fun.
Now, here are we. What movie made Angelina Jolie's career? What movie? I think Albert, if he was here, he would say Gone in 60 Seconds. I think he would just say that. But that's mostly because he's in love with Nicolas Cage. But also, Gone in 60 Seconds, fun movie. Again, movies that are fun. I think a lot of movies now, when you look at them, people would be like, that movie was okay, and they just don't look at it anymore. There's a lot of movies in the early 2000s and 90s where even though they were just okay, they were fun. I feel like a lot of movies now, when they're okay, they're just like, eh. But yeah, that could be due to writing and casting and a lot of other stuff. Let's keep that in mind. It's not just one certain thing. It's a lot of things.
This is where I start to have fun.
Oh, I see, I have that there. Okay, so Tomb Raider. Here's another one where it was Angelina Jolie, you know, a lot of flashy fighting. You know, up right there when she was on the rope running around, it was very Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon kind of situation, which that was taking a leap also where, you know, Asian culture was influencing America cinema. So I think it's a whole thing where it's very different tonally when it comes to Angelina Jolie's and the recent one, and then now the new one's going to be a whole different thing. It's on its own. I think what they need to do, at least for me, to get me to watch this, is make it very supernatural, make it mystical, make it fun. You know, a lot of traps, a lot of puzzles, something that could kind of get the audience to kind of think like, what is that? And then once you give us the clue, it's just a lot to take in. A good example with any of these films, or something that I believe is probably better than your Uncharted, with better than maybe Tomb Raider here. A lot of all these films that has puzzles and, you know, mysticism and just like a lot of magic involved. The Mummy, you know, Brendan Fraser, his Mummy from like the early 2000s, 90s, whatever, that one by far is my favorite out of all of these kind of like guys that are going into these worlds inside these tombs, and then they find these trinkets and they have to deal with like some supernatural thing. You know, these are a little bit away from certain things that the Mummy did, but if you could give me that feeling of just adventure, something fun when it comes to the newest Tomb Raider, you got me. But what do y'all think? Do you think Sophie Turner is going to be a great Tomb Raider? Do you think now is a good time to come up with something? And casting wise, you know, if y'all know anything about Tomb Raider in general, who do you want to be in the show? Or who would you want to just like kind of have the reins of the showrunner for this thing? They already have clearly something involved, and maybe I'll look into it and see that. I'm like, you know what? It's in good hands. Let's see what they have. You know, in general, I'm going to just check it out. But is it something y'all want to check out? You know, we have something you have one of the actors from Game of Thrones coming in. Maybe they'll be fun. It's been a while since we've seen her in certain things. There's a couple movies which I saw earlier today, you know, and maybe it's going to be good, maybe not. But if it's fun, I'm happy. All right. So away from that, Tomb Raider. Boom. Actually, I should have. Here, let me just keep that picture. Oh, shoot. Just so I could have it for the edit. Okay, boom. Okay, oh, this is a whole different thing. Okay, this could go away. Boom, 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 boom. You know what? I don't need to talk about this. Make this LR. It's just something that's annoying. I could get away from that. Talk about that once the trailer comes out. Let's talk about this right now, real quick. Just a couple things right now. All right. They're doing Miami Vice. Austin Butler, Michael B. Jordan. It's happening. So they're talking about the reboot is beginning filming in June of 2026. Did y'all see the one before? Did y'all check out the one with Jamie Foxx and... Oh my God, it's me trying to think of these names, bro. I'm getting a little tired now all of a sudden. I need to wake up. Colin Farrell, sorry. Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx in that previous movie that they did. I want to say early 2000s, honestly. But that one, they took themselves super seriously. I don't remember that movie being good. I know it just kind of came and went. But now you have these two guys, the young studs of Hollywood, coming in and doing this. Of course, this could be the internet being the internet. I did not look at IMDb at all. I will check in a minute, and maybe they are doing something. But this will probably not be a video on its own. This is just me just bringing up something randomly. So, yeah. Are you going to check it out? Miami Vice. Is that your thing? I'll say this. Game adaptation. You have Ryan Hurst being the freaking Kratos in the live action. Now, if you don't know who he is, it's the guy from... remember the Titans, you know, I see him in a couple other stuff, honestly, but this is what I mainly remember him from. I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised that someone posted this in the comments to be like, this guy, it's this guy. So that's a crazy thing. But yeah, it's been announced He's been cast as Kratos. I am curious about this. I didn't know myself if this would be a show, so I didn't think of my mind, who'd be good casting? I didn't think of this for the longest time. So if anyone out there is just curious about who they wanted as Kratos, are you happy about this? I think it's okay. I need to go into his filmography and just see what he's done to kind of get the idea of like, maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, but they're doing a lot of live action stuff when it comes to video games, anime, books in general. They as much as we're all saying they just lost the ideas, they're trying to find a good IP that people know of and that's something that's popular and try to make something so they make more money. But the thing is, if they make something that's good in the long run and we get more people to watch, a good example of something that has good IP that people know about that they made on Amazon is Fallout. I've never played the games. I watched the show. Season 1 was so much fun, and I rewatched it probably 2 times, but I haven't watched the newest season. I'm waiting for it to kind of all come out, and I'm just going to start binging it. But that's one in general right there that I enjoyed the world. I enjoyed the casting, the characters, and everything about it. And I was there every week to watch the episodes. So let's see if they could do this here. I don't know. I just realized I don't know if this is Amazon. I didn't check, but is this something that we all were happy about, that they're just like, they got the casting here, they had to cast all the gods? Who do you have in mind that you want to be in the god role? Which god should be the best character? Are they going back from the earlier games? I was gonna say show, the earlier games, like those games in general, or are they gonna go with the recent ones, Ragnarok, and just kind of continue the story from there and say boy a lot? Is that what they're gonna do? I'm curious. I enjoyed the franchise in general. I did play, I think, the first, second, and third. I'm questioning on the third, but I did play the first and second, and it was fun. And then when Kratos jumped in Soul Calibur, I was freaking down for that. Was it Soul Calibur or Mortal Kombat? I want to say Soul Calibur. I'll put in there at some point and edit if I'm right or wrong. Simple as that. But I am curious about this. I'm curious about more of the casting coming in. But yeah, it says coming on Prime Video. But yeah, I had no expectations. I had no thought about this. I didn't think that much about it. I hadn't played the recent games. I was curious about it. My friends really liked them a lot. But yeah, I'm going to say, let's see what happens with more of the casting. Give me a trailer and I'll check it out. I don't know. Are y'all happy about it? Are you upset about it? Are you just saying, stop doing this? We don't need more of this. I'm just curious about people's feedback. Me in general, I like Greek mythology. I'm excited for the Odyssey coming out in 2026. So with this one coming out with more Greek mythology, bring it. Let's go. All right. So this simple topic, I'll say it real quick. So there's been this whole thing right now. Warhammer Creator Games Workshop has banned the use of AI generated content in their designs. They also are restricting unauthorized use of AI outside of the company, including any other competition. Sorry, my brain. But there's this big push right now that's going on with AI that no one wants to deal with AI. No one wants to deal with it because there is kind of a stigma when it comes to certain things what AI has been doing lately, with people using it for certain things that are taking other people's jobs or taking other people's work. And so another thing I saw over here, just to pop up this one, so San Diego Comic-Con will no longer allow AI art to be displayed at their event. Material created by AI, either partially or wholly, is not allowed in the art show. Now, again, the reason for this, I have to say, probably is because AI has to take someone's art to create their own material when it comes to AI generated artwork. So there was a big thing that happened at some point where people were posting stuff on Instagram, on Twitter, and all these other platforms that had some artwork that it was AI generated, but they were taking other people's artwork and using that to feed on their own generated artwork. So it's like when people say I'm an AI generated artist, like that doesn't mean you're an artist. That just means you've press a buttons on AI. I'm sorry. But when you have to take artwork from someone and put it into your AI generated stuff to create something, that means you're just taking someone's art. Of course, you could look at somebody else and say for me, if I were to look at someone's artwork and practice their artwork and, you know, find out how they do certain things, and then I start working on their artwork, guess what? I'm a copycat of that artwork. It's still what that is. You know, I could create my own style and have my own take of what I want, and maybe I would say like improve or whatever you want to call it when it comes to someone else's artwork and me trying to do something in my style. But still, if it's still as close as that guy's artwork to mine, it's a copycat. You know, it's maybe a lesser than. When people see my work, they're thinking, oh, it's like this guy's work, you know? So that's what I think about it a lot when it comes to AI artwork, where I see something, I'm just like, isn't that? And then I find their AI artwork and I look for the artist that I know, and I'm just like, they took it from this guy. They took whatever artwork it was before and they did this. But yeah, I'm glad there's a big push right now that they don't want AI artwork out there anymore, because as an artist myself, I don't like touching it. I've had people come up to me before and said, hey, can you change this for me? Can you do this for me? And what they show me is clearly AI artwork. I don't want to touch it. You know, it's a principle of mine. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being stubborn, but I'll tell them, hey, I will draw something for you, but I will not touch that. I just can't. And then if anything, get whatever you got that from, or maybe learn it from yourself and find out how to take off certain things that you don't like. But I'm just not going to touch it. I just stand on that. I hope this push helps out an idea of like what AI should be doing when it comes to helping creators, you know, speeding up the process of doing artwork, because that's what I think it would be good at, where it becomes reference. You know, if I were to say, I need a man standing up still, I find an image, I was like, can you show me this image of this guy doing a certain take? And then I could use that as reference of him holding a sword, but I want him to be up in the air when it's a worm's eye view, up above me, kind of jumping over somebody's head. And then I could use that as reference to kind of get the idea done. Simple as that, you know. I do hope people use these tools correctly in my idea of what they should use them for. At some point, you know, people do what they want, fine, whatever. But I truly do hope when people's ideas, when it comes to AI artwork, they are understanding of what people are concerned about. Let's put it that way. I just put it that way. It's a long conversation. I don't need to have it 1,000 times with friends. I don't need to talk for hours right now because it'll be exhausting. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that. What is your take on AI artwork? What is your take on AI artwork? Do you think it should be out there a lot? You know, it should be kind of hold up. You know, I just don't think it's something that should be just. It shouldn't be taken from people. Simple as that. You know, what's y'all's take? I'll leave it at that. All right. I can't put Megas on. I think that's it, guys. That's it right there. No mas. I think at this point I will be going back to Rivals, but I do need to eat. So what I think I might be doing is taking a small break so I can eat, and then I'll come back. Yeah. All right. Got to take a break, jump back on, go to grub. See you in a bit. See ya, bye. I smell food.